social obligations, and people are like, oh my god, where do I go? I have like 5 invites for one day. Oh, and then there's some people that basically they become Speedy Gonzalez, and then they kind of like say, I'm here. They just go and
Hi Jinu.
Hi Sanj.
Welcome back again.
Thank you.
So when we were discussing about what you were passionate about or different topics, there was one acronym that caught my attention. I really don't know what that means. Can you please explain to me FOMO? What
oh my
is
gosh.
it?
Wow, that's a lot of people have FOMO. Okay, let me just use that in a statement first. Fear of missing out. Okay, I think a lot of people.
Is it something recent? Like, is it recently been talked about?
I think in the last several years, as people have started to socialize like crazy, I mean, minus COVID times, FOMO's been around. And FOMO is just basically fear of missing out. Because people get so many invites for parties or something or whatever,
Social obligations.
Social obligations, and people are like, oh my god, where do I go? I have like 5 invites for one day. Oh, and then there's some people that basically they become Speedy Gonzalez, and then they kind of like say, I'm here. They just go and put their attendance in. I'm here, and then they'll do that in like 4 or 5 places. And I think it's kind of sad because they're chasing after life. They're not living life.
Okay.
So that's how I see it. To me, it's like, yeah, I can understand. I'm also a human being and I have had FOMO in my life for sure.
Yeah.
But then you have to understand and kind of like, think in your head, what is important to me out of the 5 invites? Pick one. In some cases, if you got the first invite first, go to that one because you have to be the person of integrity. You'd be like, I already accepted an invite, sweetheart, I can't come to yours, blah blah blah. And I think in most cases people understand. And if they're your best friends or some special occasion came up, XYZ, they will make an exception and perhaps change the date if you're that important to them. And if they can't, most of the time people realize it because it's become such a common thing where people are like, I'm sorry, I'm obligated to this and this and I can't come to yours, so just excuse me. But some people are just chasing like get-togethers after get-togethers because they want to be seen. Or they're like, oh my god, maybe they'll have so much fun there and I'm gonna be left out and I'm not gonna have so much fun.
Do you think social media has a role in that? Like,
and
is it the cause of FOMO?
Of course, I think social media has a lot to do with. I think obviously our lovely platforms where people just become paparazzi and are displaying every minute of their life on these social mediums. That also kind of, even though it's not real, right? Because what you see on these social medias it's not a truth of someone's life. It's just a perception, or in that moment they, put a smile up and, they're showing to the world that they're having a great time. I believe that absolutely there are a lot of people that are happy and they're indeed having a great time. But then it's not always the case, right? So I think sometimes when we're going through our own hustles in life, we look at that and we kind of like, I wish I was there, or I wish I had gone, etc., etc. Hence, we start
having FOMOs.
Yes. So I mean, it's kind of crazy, but there's a lot of different things that I think people can do in their lives to stay calm and not worry about all of that. Because I think one thing to just keep basically telling ourselves is that it's not real. Whatever you see out there is not real. Your family is real. They're around you. That's your blood. Try to be present. I think one of the biggest problem with a lot of these people that have FOMO is that they're not being present where they're at. Okay, if you were being present in even one place, one occasion that you're at, and you immerse yourself with everything that's around you and the fun and the good and the bad and the ugly, but the fun and the oh my god and wow, how amazing.
With people, right?
So being surrounded by your friends and whosoever's there, I think being present with them and just enjoying that moment is something that a lot of us are missing. because we're always chasing the next thing.
Yeah.
So basically, to treat FOMO, if somebody has
FOMO.
it's
A disease.
it's and it could be. I would say like there are different phases in our lives when I think probably everybody has had a FOMO.
Yeah.
And then you need to work on it to get out of it.
Right.
And not chasing this scenario, but kind of keeping a balance.
Keeping
right?
a good balance is
Yeah.
very important.
And sometimes, I feel like we are running after it so much that we ignore our family. That's the worst part.
That's so true. I
Yeah.
think in anything we need a balance, right? Whether
Yeah.
it's our diet or whether it's these social lives, these parties, work life, all of that. And I think while it's it sounds so much fun being out and about all the time,
Yeah.
we have to prioritize what's actually important. You know, so like balancing needs versus wants is how I like to think about it. Like, what's a need right now? Like, my kids need me, right? They're 14 and 16.
Yeah.
I want to go to a party. It's not a need,
Yeah.
right?
But
So
the kids
when
need you.
when there's something important and my kids need me, then that's a need. I need to be here, not in my wants. My wants are like when my needs are met. That's when I go to my wants.
Yeah.
That's how, and I think it's a good way of thinking. It's worked for me.
Yeah.
So it's a good way of thinking about it. I'm sure other people have like different ways of like how they
Yeah.
deal with this.
Yeah.
But
and as I said before, we all have experienced it somewhere, whether it's ourselves, whether
Right.
it's our friends, and we've experienced it,
Yeah.
or our family members, and we see that.
Yeah.
And so the way about the advice that you think
Yeah.
would be to balance, to prioritize,
Absolutely.
to have integrity,
Yeah.
which is important, because if you have said yes to a friend, that should stay a yes, because unless something urgent came up or something, and that you're coming and attending whatever they're having,
Exactly.
like a get together or something. But fear of
missing out.
Missing out. So that's FOMO.
Yeah. So
and having a good time at one place and enjoying and having good conversations is what makes one really
right.
what is it?
Fulfilled and
and
at
okay.
peace.
At peace, yeah.
Right? Otherwise, I think, doing all of this, it's like, what is that chicken with a head cut off, like all over the place?
Just everywhere.
Be the queen and you just go to one place, settle down and just enjoy.
Just enjoy the moment, right? Yeah.
So you want to be the queen or the chicken with the head cut off?
Yeah.
We have to decide.
We have to decide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
You're
Gina. That
welcome.
was very, very. I learned from you. I didn't know that, but yeah, I think it is really important for us to know
Right.
that we should think deep and think. Okay, what do we do to make sure that we are not running after things, but we are the queen or the king.
That's right. That's right. The kings also.
The kings, yeah. All right,
true.
Thanks for joining me
welcome.
today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
If you wanna talk about anything at all, then you know who to call. Just tell Sanjana. Tell Sanjana. Tell Sanjana. Tell Sanjana. Just tell Sanjana.